with all of the YouTube cancellation drama, I thought I would give some of my own thoughts because some of these, a lot of these, are YouTubers that I have watched in the past or still watch, and it's crazy. So I'm gonna be chunking this bit by bit because this is gonna be a long video. Let's go. Let's be real. The Joji situation was kind of funny. I mean, most of us knew already that Joji used to be a character known as Filthy Frank. If you look at pictures of them side by side, you could tell it's the same person, and most of us didn't care. The K-pop fans only found out now because they must have been really young, or maybe not born yet, I don't know, when this whole Filthy Frank stuff was happening. If you look in the Filthy Frank bio, it says, Filthy Frank is the embodiment of everything you shouldn't be, or something like that. Like, the rest of us knew it was a character, even though it was offensive, but why are you taking something called Pink Guy so damn seriously? Because the K-pop stands were mainly calling out the Pink Guy album, and it's like, why are you taking someone dressed in a pink morph suit so seriously? There are so many videos where Joji is like, I want to move on from Filthy Frank. It messed with my mental health. It even messed with my physical health because of all the vocal problems. Leave Joji alone! God! And he didn't even really get canceled because the rest of us are just like, yeah, we already knew he was Filthy Frank. Welcome to the party. So that's the easiest case to talk about. Joji doesn't deserve any hate. Stupid, stupid, stupid. And that's it. Jenna Marbles. Oh god. The fact that she quit YouTube because of stuff that she made like 8 or 10 years ago. I think out of everyone on this list, this cancellation deserves the most outrage. The whole Nicki Minaj thing, okay, in retrospect, she should not have done it. I'll give y'all that. I mean, I thought the video was kind of funny years ago, but I still understand how that can be offensive. It is still blackface. But this is also the same person who made an apology video because she bought fish the incorrect fish tank. I think this is a very genuine person. And again, that's just my opinion. And she even went so far as to take down her like guys versus girls video because of gender fluidity. It's like, whoa. She didn't need to do that. No one seemed to care. I am proud of her for talking about the slut shaming video because that was extremely harsh. I mean, I thought it was fair when I was in middle school, but as someone who is not in middle school anymore, yeah, okay. I'm glad she apologized for that. I think out of everyone, her taking ownership seems the most genuine. And I really hope that she gets the help she needs because she just doesn't deserve this. When it comes to the beauty community, I don't know what to say. That whole situation is a mess. At first I was on Toddy's side with the whole James Charles thing, and then James Charles pulled out his receipts, but then there was also evidence that even if he's not a preda, he's still somewhat creepy. Like, I'm still getting a creepy vibe from him. Oh, God. I think the worst person in the beauty community is definitely Jeffree Star. Absolutely. Like, that from the racism to his bullshit of a Davi Vanity interview with Chris Hansen. Like, dude, you have performed with Davi Vanity. You knew what was going on. You knew. I fully believe that Jeffree Star knew what the hell was going on because how could he not? You know? And Chris Hansen should have been harder on him. Absolutely. But yeah, I just feel this huge era of fakeness from Jeffree. And, ugh. That's who I think is the worst in all this. Toddy, I think, is jumping on a huge bandwagon here, and she's trying to look like the good guy. I don't think she's a bad person, but considering how that whole Bye Sister video went, I question a lot of what she says. Now, what she said about being a victim of some horrible things, I don't think she's lying. There's no reason for that. That's horrible. No one deserves that. But this beauty community is just. It's messy. It's so messy. And I don't know who to believe, except I do believe that Jeffree Star is a bad person. I've never bought any of these people's makeup because I'm not rich. I buy drugstore makeup. But who knew that the beauty community could be so ugly? Maybe all of them need to be canceled. I don't know. Of course, you can't do a cancel video without talking about Onision for 2 seconds. Out of all the YouTubers, he's never really owned up to what he's done. He's, made excuses, lied. I mean, yeah, if anyone deserves to be canceled, it should be him. I think you guys know how I feel already. I hope his kids get taken away. But yeah, like, he doesn't own up to shit. Not shit. So that's all I gotta say about Onision. Bad, 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 bad. Oi, Shane. I have a lot of mixed feelings, to tell the truth. Because some stuff I knew, some stuff I didn't, and I don't know how worth it this cancellation is. Do I think Shane Dawson is a bad person? I don't. Do I think that he's an actual pedophile? I don't. And I'm gonna explain why in a second. Do I think he's made a lot of bad choices and got mixed in with the wrong crowd? Little bit. But are these actual excuses for what he has said and done? No. Let's start with the whole blackface thing. I already knew about this. This felt like that Joji Filthy Frank thing, like, oh yeah, he used to make really offensive content. It was really bad. That was on a completely different channel years ago. It's not like he does this now. You know? And, I mean, honestly, the blackface thing, inexcusable, really bad. The N-word thing, obviously, if you're white, you should not be saying that word. The only thing is that he was around, not was around, he had a friend with him named Shanna, who was African American, who seemed to be okay with him saying it. I mean, if that's okay in that friend group, whatever, but yeah, that should not have been said publicly, because obviously people are going to be like, what are you doing? And yeah, that was bad. But I'm just saying that there did seem to be a dynamic between him and his friends. And of course, people are going to say, Amy, you're making excuses. And I'm just going off of what I have seen. But yeah, I used to watch Shane Dawson TV when I was in middle school. And I knew even then it was pretty bad, but I still, it was like shock laughing. And I think that he has learned from that. And hopefully he won't do it again. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that. The whole Willow Smith thing. Now, yeah, nope, no, that was bad. I mean, That did also happen like 8 years ago, but it is still bad. You don't make jokes like that about children. Ever. Especially when you're someone who gets filmed like all the time. Come on. Come on. Come on. Awful. Awful, awful, awful. So awful. That was the part that, even though I was almost not surprised, still disgusting. No. And he does make a lot of pedophilic jokes about, like, the whole naked baby thing. Yeah, I don't know. I think that was a joke. Um, Still shouldn't have said it. When he said things were taken out of context, I can see how, just because, editing is a thing and people edit stuff all the time. But if he is lying, dude, I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. Calling a child sexy, joke or not, don't do that. Do anything that isn't that. Not like anything. I'm not saying, hey, you should do blackface instead. No. No. Don't say that about children, especially when you're someone who gets recorded all the time. That whole video of him and Lisa saying inappropriate things to Shane's cousin, I understand why people are mad. I really do. It was gross, it was disgusting, but considering that it was someone in Shane's family, maybe his family is just okay with those kinds of jokes. Keep that in the family. But even if you're keeping that in the family, don't take a video of it. Come on. Like that. When you're someone whose entire life is videotaped, you really got to think about what's going to upset people. And that was, yeah, that was disgusting, but if that's a thing within his family. But yeah, asking a child to simulate certain things, though, that's too much. That's too much. But I mean, Shane's cousin was also in that 13 and pregnant video, and I assume her parents were okay with that because, again, certain parents are comfortable with certain things. But don't use that for views. I don't think Shane's an actual pedophile, but no, dude. Just no. The cat thing, I don't think he did anything to a cat. I mean, people make those jokes all the time. Repsion jokes about that stuff with his dogs. I mean, it's still bad, but I truly don't think he did anything to a cat. I don't. So, all in all, what I guess I'm saying is that I do find Shane's behavior as bad, but I don't think he should be getting backlash as hard for certain things. And considering how much was common knowledge, I don't know how canceled he should be. Do I think he's gonna be fully canceled? I doubt it. I mean, come on. Chris Brown still makes music, okay? And, he did some bad things. I forget this man's name, but there was, oh yeah, Brian Peck, who I think molested children, and he was still back on children's TV. I don't know how much is going to happen to Shane, but I am really worried about his mental health, and he needs to think before he posts certain things, and he needs to stay away from the beauty community. I don't know how involved in Bi Sister he actually was. I honestly don't think he was involved in it. He needs to get away from Jeffree, and he needs help. He needs serious help. I don't know. I do feel bad for him. I'm sorry. But I don't condone the actions.